Marshall. Thurgood Marshall was born in 1908. He was African American, and his grandfather had been an enslaved person. By the time Thurgood was born, slavery was against the law. Even so, when Thurgood was a child, the South still had many laws that hurt black people. They were not allowed to eat in many restaurants that served white people. Black people in the South were not allowed to sit in the same train cars as white people. Black children in the South were not allowed to go to school with white children. Those laws were unfair. At the dinner table, Thurgood's family used to argue about what to do about those laws. Thurgood became very good at arguing. When Thurgood Marshall grew up, he went to college at Lincoln University. Then he earned a law degree at Howard University. After he became a lawyer, he argued against those unfair laws in court. He argued many cases before the Supreme Court, the most important court in the United States. In the Supreme Court, the judges are called justices. For many years, only white men served on the Supreme Court. Of the nine justices, there were no women and no people of color, because the president chooses each justice for life. It took a long time to make things more equal. The first change came when Thurgood Marshall became a justice in 1967. Then the first woman, Sandra Day O'Connor, joined in court at the court in, in 1981. In 2021, one African American man and three women were on the court, including one Latina woman. First, he argued a case about neighborhoods. He argued that white people should let other people live in their neighborhoods. Marshall won his case. Second, he argued a case about law school. He argued that black and white people should be able to go to law school together. Marshall won his case. Finally, Marshall argued this his most important case of all. He argued that is what that it was unfair to have separate schools for black children and white children. He argued that they should go to public school together. Marshall won his case. Changing all those laws helped the United States in big ways. Marshall became a hero for everyone who believed in equality. He was a famous lawyer and a very important leader. In 1967, Marshall was chosen to be a justice on the Supreme Court. He was the first black justice. He still got to argue a lot, and he always argued to make things fair. 1. What personality trait helped Thurgood Marshall be successful? A. He was handsome. B. He was hardworking. C. He gave up easily. D. He got a lot of awards. B. He was hardworking. 2. Read this sentence. It was unfair to have separate schools for black children and white children. Separate means A. Similar. B. Public. And C. Famous and important. D. Kept apart. D. Kept apart. 3. Which sentence best tells the main idea of this book? A. Marshall was a famous black American lawyer and a very important a leader. B. Marshall was born during a time when slavery was against the law. C. Marshall was chosen to be a justice in on the Supreme Court in 1967. D. Marshall argued a case about neighborhoods and won. A. Marshall was a famous black American lawyer and a very important leader. 4. What is the other's main purpose for writing this book? A. To inform. B. To persuade. C. To explain the process. D. To entertain. A. To inform. 5. What accomplishment helped Marshall help others? A. He became a first black Supreme Court justice. B. He went to law school and learned how to argue cases. C. He argued and won many cases in front of the Supreme Court. D. All of the above. D. All of the above. 6. What event happened after Marshall became a lawyer? A. Marshall began arguing with his family about many things. B. Black children in the South were not allowed to go to school with white children. C. Marshall was chosen to be a justice in the Supreme Court. D. Slavery became against the law. C. Marshall was chosen to be a justice of the Supreme Court. 7. Which of the following tells the meaning of equality? D. Sometimes set or kept apart. B. A public official who decides cases in courts of law. C. The condition in which everyone has the same rights. D. The highest court of law in the judicial system of the United States. C. The condition in which everyone was the same rights. 8. Which sentence shows in the influence Marshall had on the United States? A. Thurgood was born in 1908. B. He became a hero for everyone who believed in equality. C. Marshall became very good at arguing. D. He grew up in the South where black children weren't allowed to go to school with white children. Okay, B. He became a hero for everyone who believed in equality. 9. What was the effect of Marshall learning how to argue at a young age? A. He was able to argue well against unfair laws in court. B. He was not able to eat in some of the same restaurants as white people. C. He was born during a time when the South had many laws that hurt black people. D. All of the above. A. He was able to argue well against unfair laws in court. 10. Which of the following is an opinion about Marshall? A. Marshall was born in 1908. B. Marshall was very smart. C. Marshall became a lawyer. D. Marshall was a Supreme Court justice. Okay. B. Marshall was very smart. Goodbye.